about 10 rocks thrown at my tree that morning. And I went back to the same spot that afternoon to hunt. And the same shit happened, started up again. The rocks started coming. Just little rocks. They weren't too far away. Right at the base of my tree.
Oh, you were up in the tree stand?
I was up in a tree stand.
There were some structures by there.
Yeah.
Because you sent me pictures of those.
You bet.
And didn't you have kind of a visual of one though at one point?
That morning. That morning I could see him moving between some. I had a pretty good idea where he was at, and I actually saw him move between a couple branches, you know. So that was pretty crazy. Just a ton of structures up in those mountains.
Yeah, and you were saying
superstructure. I shot a bear right next to a superstructure.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
He probably just gave himself up. Screw it. I'm gonna.
And they, you know,
I'd rather have you kill me.
The outfitter was baiting this area, and the first time I was there, that structure was not there.
Really?
Yeah. So the Squatches knew that those bears were getting baited right there, and they built this superstructure right next to this bait spot.
What were they baiting? What were they using for bait?
Cinnamon rolls and shit like that. Just syrup and anything sweet, bread.
You think the Squatches were getting some of that too?
Carcass could be. I would think so. I would think that.
Webster with Rez Squatching headed to a location just investigated one of our hot spots. And we're in take a ride here.
Okay.
We're riding in Paul's truck headed to our destination. Thermal. We just placed a recorder on the hot spot, so we're hoping to get something before we end tonight. Again, just trying to give you an insight on what it's like to squatching with Rez Squatching Research. Again, you just joined us with Richard Soule.
You're about 3 miles up.
Rex.
About 3 miles up.
Headed to get a new location. Got pretty interesting in the last location. Rich, you want to give some feedback on what we experienced in this last location?
Yeah, well, we had placed a recorder at a location we call Citonga Crossing, and we went across the road to address the Citonga, and Barry said a prayer, and he invited them to come forward. He asked each one of us to introduce ourselves. So when I introduced myself, I asked them to respond either by a noise or a wood knock. And a short while later, while we were standing there, we saw some eye glow back in the timber, and we heard a wood knock acknowledge us. So we felt like there were some juveniles that were back away in the timber. They weren't ready to approach us, but yet they did give us a wood knock where their location acknowledges. So that was a really good start, a great start. Thanks, Barry.
Well, how's it been so far? What do you think?
Good. You know, that first location we walked into, Barry.
Yeah.
You had stopped.
Your next ride.
Okay. You had stopped and you addressed the Squatches, and right as you were addressing them, there was a footfall right to our right of us, and I knew their presence was close. Then we heard one over to our left, and as we made our way back in there, we could hear a few more footfalls. So So that was pretty cool.
Rex, you got anything you want to share? How are you feeling about tonight?
Good to be back out here. I don't got too much to say there.
All right.
Sure, Rex.
Can't find the words tonight. All right. Well, again, this is Rez Squatching. We're headed to our destination here. The objective was to see if we can't get the moan vocal that locals have been hearing in the last couple of weeks. It's been pretty eerie, at least according to one witness. So that's kind of our objective. And
I feel too soft.
Patriots, right on, brother. Okay.
The road
Patriots,
feel alright.
so it's been
What's that,
kind
bud?
of misty
Road-
out.
road feel alright.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Misty out, but we,
Be an extra
from my
light.
experience, that don't really bother them. I think the important thing is to stay humble and,
Next left, you said, Rex?
Yep, yep.
Okay.
focused out here when you're squatching. So
Is it a road or like a pull off?
again, we appreciate you guys joining us.
Yeah, there'll be another dirt.
Right here?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, go check it out. Way to find out if the road's okay. Okay. I want to thank all of you for joining us. It's Sunday night here. Misty. Gotta check the road out here to see if we can get in what I call Jurassic Park.
Uh-oh.
It's a very interesting area. And we drove, we've been out here a few times. One time there was an area about 4 miles in maybe. I just got this feeling to stop. Sure enough, we got out probably within 20 minutes. We got eye shine, and I knew that's where it's a hangout for them. So that was pretty awesome to get that eye shine. And when we talk about eye shine, hopefully we can give some of that to you, what we see out here. I've seen that eye shine plenty of times to know that's a squatch. So as I said, we'll find out tonight. Denise, Lisa Miller, ¿Qué pasó, amigo? Manny Ramirez, nephew Connie Jelsma. Appreciate you guys joining in. I know a lot of you have been out here with us. Chris David.
Connie representing Lincoln.
At the Hayberry. What's up? Aho Kage, Chris David.
It's almost getting a little foggy,
It
Yeah.
is. It's
a
really.
little hazy.
Yeah, we got a little hazy. Foggy. My grandson Delshay Webster Jr. joined us.
Elshay, ahoo.
Again, we're well aware of the Manish Jackie Miller had a sighting of a big figure, according to her description, but it had no face, so we're on the lookout for that. That individual. I have to honestly say that I've never come across it. So, how about you, Paul?
I have not.
for eyes and ears out for that guy. Might have a little discussion with him about the Huskers' loss, man.
I'll put that behind us.
Yeah. Okay, Barry watching from Sacramento, California. Thomas Potter. Right on, Thomas. Thanks for joining us, man. You know, I'm gonna try to stay on as long as we got connection, man.
It's really getting.
Oh, it's getting foggy out, as you can see. Crisper, yeah. Bigfoot, South Dakota here. South Dakota's in the house. Rich.
Yeah, Yankton.
Another
That's
half
where I was.
mile, maybe.
That's where I was born.
Rich is from Yankton.
Quarter mile.
If you guys just joined us, Rich has been, Rich is a member of the Bigfoot Hominology with Igor Brasov and a lot of,
Start slowing down.
I would say,
It'll be right
high-level
off to
people,
the right.
a lot of scientists, PhDs.
See that right here? Turn off. Yep.
Gotta be real careful, bro. It might get soft.
Okay.
Just check it out. Otherwise,
I think we're okay, bud.
we're good, bro?
Yeah, I think we're all right.
Alright. Oh, here we go. I was kind of hoping it was wet. I guess here we go, man. We're entering Jurassic Park. San Antonio, Texas here. Man,
I went through military training there.
man. San Antonio, Mike Chavez.
Air Force.
Maryland Friday. Canada here.
Sasquatch, Canada. Chris Murphy out of Vancouver.
Go. Oh, Maryland. Okay, Gary
International.
I want to talk about that. Okay, Phyllis Henson Fritchen, Frisco, Texas. Man, a lot of
All over. That's
Texans
That's good.
in the house.
Carrie down there.
Well, the road's dry, so that means we have to go in. I was kind of hoping that this place can get a little funny on you.
What do you mean by that?
Well, just got a feeling about it, I guess.
We came here in May, didn't we?
Yep.
Yeah. Chris David, Southern Utah, Navajo Nation. Aho. What do you think about that, Paul?
Sounds pretty good.
Man, they're coming in from all over the world.
Welcome.
here.
Yeah, welcome everyone. Thank you.
Keep right here.
Are you sure now? Because me and my son drove in there and he said it was fine too, and all along it was muddier than hell. So we're good, huh?
It doesn't look like it's
Stay right.
muddy.
Yep.
Looks pretty dry. This might be wet over here.
Yeah, we've been wanting to get in this area, so pretty excited about it.
What was the song that you sang with Igor?
Oh yeah. What was it?
Do you remember that one?
Citonga.
Yeah.
Citonga, hiana, hey, nay, no way.
Yeah. Let's do that a little bit.
Okay, my brother Bill Decora's watching all the way from Ho Chunk Nation, Winnebago, Nebraska. Cliff, another Canadian.
Oh.
Cliff, my brother Cliff. Kachi Sr. Stephanie Parker. Sister Stephanie, she's the one who reported the moan.
Oh, tell her. Yeah.
Yeah, we're trying to catch that tonight, sis. So if you got any witching,
It's a
Okay.
good getting pretty bad.
Yep.
All right. You got it in 4.
As I've stated earlier, this place we just sunk in. It's pretty greasy out here.
Yeah, that is. Bad
I
spot.
don't think we're going any further, folks.
Are we, so we're in the timbers right now, right?
Well, let's say we are. This place isn't.
This
nothing
isn't-
compared to what we
Where
could
we
have
want to
been
be.
into. But if it gets better, Paul, let's just get out here, huh?
Yeah.
And have a listen.
Yeah.
So as soon as you get us out of danger. Again, this road, me and my son came out one time and we were cruising along just like we were, and all of a sudden it just changed the road. What's that? I know that was Amy Bearskin Painter. Glad you could join us. Fancy shawl dancer. Kind of, I think she's interested in the Squatch from Ho Chunk Nation. Cliff, what's up? Hey, bro, that view makes me feel like I'm in the back seat. All right, bro. Good for you, bro.
People rode around with the cops, but now you're riding around with the Rez Squatching tonight. This is a ride along.
Right along.
All right, we're probably all right here.
Okay, we good?
Yep.
We might be far enough. Let's just jump out, huh? Kind of get a feel for this area for maybe 5 minutes. Keep these guys on as long as we got a connection here. So again, as I was talking briefly about Richard's background, Richard recently joined Bigfoot Hominology. Is that right, Rich?
Yeah, international hominology with Igor. I've done collaborated with Dmitry Bayanov for the international hominology, for the definition of hominology. Did some work with him.
Is that all right?
And
It's gonna be bright, bro. I'm gonna turn the light on.
sure. Do you want to get out, or do you want to do it
let's
right?
get
Here? Okay. Should we get
out,
outside?
bro.
All right.
Again, it is soft.
Yeah, that's very soft. So, yeah, the recently worked with Dmitry Bayanov to come up with hominology, the definition, to work to get that out there so more people will use that as a term. It's actually the study of bipedal primates that are different than Homo sapiens, and so we're wanting to make this more of a science than like cryptid. Typically that the media looks at this. The science is starting to come around, so there's more evidence. There's DNA that's going to be processed that we believe that there will be before long. We will definitely have an idea genetically what the history is of this hominid that we refer to as Bigfoot, Citonga, Sasquatch, the Yeti, the Yeren. In Russia, it's the Russian snowman, and I believe that this will lead to an original, basically the history of it will come out of sub-Saharan Africa. So, but hominology, look it up. Also, go to Sasquatch Canada. You can go to that website and you can see Dimitri's work there with Chris Murphy. There's been a lot of great research done, and Dimitri's dedicated his life to that. So I really appreciate him including me in that project. And it's also on my website, the Gigas study. So we're just very happy today. We're going to try to get some maybe some audio or even try to get some visual. We got Barry's camera here, so we're going to try to shoot some pictures of iglo. So welcome, and I'm glad you guys joined us tonight.
Yeah, thank you, Rich. Hey, for all your viewers that are joining us, please tell us, represent your town, city, or country, from wherever you're from. Rep your state, or country.
Yeah, absolutely. I hear from people all over, and it's great. I think Rez Squatching is known all over the world now, and we've getting people from England and Germany. I've had comments from people from all over, so this is a global phenomena, and Rez Squatching has helped put this out there. So thanks to Barry and all the hard work he's done over the years has really been paying off, at least as far as the numbers of people paying attention to this. So the science is coming, and we just hope to get more and more research like this done.
Ahoo. Thank you there, Rich.
Mm-hmm.
Get him up. I'm going to turn the light off. So keep you on as I'll be headed to East Texas in October. Lots of activity there. Good for you, Mike. Gary Foster, Lincoln, Nebraska. All right, repping your area, Rich.
Oh.
Brian Gibbons. Glad you could join us, Brian. Connie, hometown of Lincoln. What's up with Lincoln?
There's some Sasquatch activity around there.
Elaine, sister. Is there really? Elaine.
Yeah, there are.
So I'm going to turn the light off so you guys can just bear with us here. Again, if you just join us, represent your city and state or country. Glad you could join us. Again, if you just joined us, we got some recorders out. Apparently there's been a eerie moan that's going on. So hopefully we catch that before we wrap up. And I'm here with my Squatch brothers, Paul Lane, Richard Soul. Rich did something I'm real proud he did was a Knox Gigas study. You're gonna check his stuff out. Got some pretty good research, man. I'm really proud of him. He's also a member of Rez Squatching, so. Windy Ponka, aho kage. Ayani aho. Alright, we're bringing it. Not a new moon. Yeah, that's right.
You want to try to address them, bro? You want me to hold your camera? Or?
Yeah. Maybe about a couple more minutes.
Tree snap.
Okay. There's some tree breaks.
Either a knock or a tree break.
On this side over here?
Yeah.
I'm a little disappointed we couldn't get further back. So we have to kind of stay back here where it's a little drier, the road. But had we gotten in further back, it would have been really exciting. But that's the way it goes sometimes when you're squatching. You gotta take what you can get. For the first time ever, I'm going to allow you guys to witness some interaction in our approach. So don't feel real comfortable about that, but I will for you guys. Hector, ¿qué pasó, Hector? Hector Cabrera. Windy. I want to see a squatch, my friends. Well, we do too, Brian. Hang in there. See what we can find.
try to go deeper?
No, I don't think so. But you want to walk up?
We can walk it. Should we walk the road a little bit up here?
Yeah, without getting real muddy.
What the hell?
It's a dead one with a bunch of lines I've been on.
Yeah, yeah.
Kind of looks like
They don't get that big.
Squatches.
Look like a giant.
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 Me and my dad got stuck further down in my little escape.
Did you? Oh shit.
I was laughing the whole time, but he was freaking out.
I bet he was.
It's pretty dark back in here.
Yeah, it is.
It's pretty dark back here. This is where the mud, you can feel it's muddy.
yeah, I can't even see you there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's real dark in here. So this is the part. This is what we do typically, though. We come in the dark.
Yeah. I think you guys are top of the line. Keep up the good work. We appreciate that, Brian. We try, man.
I could really move around back here with all the wind and
Right now.
just that rain like that.
Could have been interesting. Road with some rain.
Yeah, if this nest would have held off, we could have got back in here, I bet, pretty easy.
Yeah. You just don't want to get stuck here, though.
I don't think much sun has hit this road,
No.
so that moisture's softened
It's
it
just,
right out.
yeah.
That or we're going further in. Or?
Depends on depends on the road. They're doing good. There's some light up here, huh?
You worried about getting stuck?
It's pretty muddy. This, can you tell us, did we get this far back in here?
Hey, Eddie, ¿qué pasó, amigo?
Oh shit, why is that
What do you
light?
see? Seeing something? The miglo?
Did you see?
Right back in there?
Yeah, they're right there.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Some iglo up here.
Yeah.
I'm pointing.
Can you
Rez, cut that
need the
shit.
camera?
You just got some iglo. As in,
Tell Rex farted in it.
I can see it. I can see it.
yeah, we sure did, Connie. We need the Squatch mobile tonight.
It's a white man
Who's
fart.
gonna pick it up again? I don't know, man. I can't get Manning down here, Hector. Let's stay in touch, Hector. We'll get it going. How you doing, Jean Marie Dodd Hastings? Thanks for joining us. Representing your city and state. We got some eye glow here.
Rex shit his pants when he saw that?
Everything else around it.
Yeah.
Dark.
Is it still there? I can't. When he gets the camera close, I can't.
Really good start. coming from the track.
No. Uncharted.
We got a little bit of sprinkle going on, Chris. This road pretty greasy. Diane Jones, Oklahoma. Thanks for joining us.
You wanna address them, bro?
Yeah, let's do it.
Go. Just maybe try to talk. Introduce us to. You see something?
Yeah. I don't know, maybe that was there. I got bad eyes too.
There's something in here. It's a little lower, but there's some ambient light in there. That's.
Yeah. I realize there's the background light. Oh, okay.
It's hard when you have that on.
Yeah, I know.
You guys see something back in here? I just want Barry to address them.
Too low to be the sky, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's something low.
Aho! Citonga! Yanni ho! Aku Gigas, Ska, Zito. We mean you no harm. See Giga. See what we see. I'm pointing to the direction I'm looking. Hey, how you doing, Brett? Brett Heinz? Representing the state. The city and state, Brett. Let everybody know where you're coming from. Yeah, we got rain. Lots of the shooting trees.
A little further in.
Yeah, this is really muddy. This is a lower. Yeah, it's pretty. Were we back? We didn't get this far.
Oh, we got it about right there, then the backtrack.
Yeah.
We're on the left. I'm seeing lots of little pinpoints of light.
On the.
They're left, right over here.
Oh, this way?
Yeah.
How high up?
Not too far. Underneath the horizon. What's that, buddy? Did you go in there? That was me, yeah.
Richland, Washington State. Thanks for joining us, Brett.
Yeah, we're in the old growth riparian forest along the Missouri River. So this is the habitat we're in. That's has very little human interaction back in this timber. So they have free reign here.
Turn the light on. All right, Rick.
You want me to say that
Yeah.
again?
Yeah.
We're back on a road here that we're walking. It's very muddy, but we're surrounded on either side by what's a riparian forest, which is a tree, deciduous hardwood trees that is common along this Missouri River corridor here. And this is the Los Hills that we're actually in on the Omaha and Winnebago reservation. So this area typically doesn't have a lot of people coming back into it, especially this time of night. There's not going to be hardly anybody here. So we're hoping to get some interaction. We've had some eye glow. We've had some interaction from a distance where they're coming and checking us out since we first came in here. But it is a little rainy right now, and so we're getting some raindrops on the canopy above us of these trees, these hardwood forests we're in. But I just kind of wanted to let you guys know, since there's people logging on from all over the country, what this particular habitat has for them. There is plenty of deer, and there's raccoons, there's possum, there's all kinds of insects, snakes. Of course, the river has a bountiful amount of fish in it, so this is ideal. There's wet and dry cave systems here, karst cave systems. So this is just a very dynamic habitat for hominids, and we're basically right in their home. We're on a road right now, a very muddy road, but on either side of us, certainly they can feel free to approach us at any time. And other than having this light on right now that we're talking to, we're trying to keep it very low lit so they'll come and approach us. But I think even with our little discussion here that we're not threatening or anything. So we have a good chance of having some move in close to us. So thanks for listening and for coming to Rez Squatching. This is a great opportunity to share our information with you. Ahoo.
Thank Rich for that analysis and sharing his wisdom and his research with us. Again, I kind of feel like that if we were further back, things would be different. So I think it may be time for a new location. You guys cool with that?
Yeah, that's fine.
What do you think?
Where'd Paul go? You want to try another location?
Sure. Yeah.
All right.
I don't think I'm deep enough.
There's something. Of course, once you get that light in your eye, man, it's seeing some spots.
Come back out here and all the leaves are falling.
Yeah, the fall is always good. Yeah. Well, a lot of times you are being followed out.
Boston. Indian State Police.
What?
Just joined the
Something over there?
State Police and want to know where you're from.
Like kind of light colored?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Can you see that, Paul?
Sticks out. Sticking out.
No, it's actually nice and cool during the week. Actually, beautiful weather. It's just overcast and a little rain, mist. Fire. Christina Howard, Tampa, Florida. How you doing, Christina? Thank you, Linda. God bless you. Boy, the sister's been very Jean Ray Dodd Hastings, very hot and mobile.
This road into the Missouri,
Right.
it's at least
Alabama.
4 or 5 miles.
To Missouri from here.
This road as we go further.
Right.
At one point, maybe 2 or 3.
Gotcha. Kind of changes a little bit, but it's
So we're a ways off of the.
Just gonna let them interact with the discussion. You guys mind if I turn the light on?
Sure, go ahead. Yeah.
Even if
Yeah. It's bright. So what's the? Where do you want to go from here?
Let's go ahead and head out of this area and hit some other hot spots. I feel like we're on the outskirts. We're not far enough
Yeah.
back. So we're going to head out to another area. So
That's a good idea. Yep, we've got other options. So
give you an idea of road here. We're going to hit another hot spot. Again, hang in there with us, man. I'm going to stay live as long as, it'll allow us, so. Cleaning their shoes now, or what?
I'm trying. I didn't. Man, it doesn't look that muddy, but man, it's muddy.
Yeah.
You get out and walk in this. It's very. Paul, we're gonna make a mess. I'm trying to get so I can here.
You guys mind if these guys feel like they're here with us? You guys mind if I leave the light on?
Go ahead.
Just be yourself. We want that interactive experience.
Yeah, I mean it's not every time you're gonna get something. I mean, we're in an area that we can have activity at any time, but you just have to kind of, sometimes you got to go to other locations and just kind of keep looking around. We were hoping to get deeper back into these woods here, but we just couldn't with the muddy conditions. But a lot of times, I've said this before, and for people who are fairly new at this, when you first enter woods where they're living, you don't need to get very deep back into it. A lot of times there's sentinels that are right at the edge of these forests that they live in, and they're kind of keeping an eye out for the larger group. So you don't necessarily have to get deep back into it, but what we're wanting to do is try to get some photographs tonight, some eye glow, and I really want to get deeper into areas where they wouldn't have people come approach them. So that's kind of what we're trying to do tonight.
Donna Whitlock from Lancaster, South Carolina. This is exciting. You guys wave to Donna. She's pretty excited.
Wahoo, Donna. Thank you.
Hello.
Yeti coolers. We'll add for Yeti coolers.
Yeti, send us some coolers. I'm doing research for Yeti.
This is where it kind of vees off here.
Lost connection.
You lost him?
Yeah.
So that was it.
See, it'll reconnect. Good area.
So you think people are liking it?
Oh yeah, they're loving it, man.
Paul's a star.
They're tuning in, man.
Okay. Backtrack you out of here, right, Rex?
Yeah. So we're out of getting the job done. I was afraid we weren't going to go nowhere.
Yeah, there's no tire tracks on this road. It's been pretty quiet, looks like.
Dang, eating chips, torturing me.
Where did
Diet.
we put the water at? What happened? Can you guys throw me a water?
Christina Howard said no farting.
Tell Rex that.
Almost popping away.
Have to sign a release when you come out with us here on the ball.
Oh, well.
Somebody ripped one earlier. Somebody ripped one. Hello, Barry from Germany. What city in Germany, Robert?
That's awesome. That's very cool. The Black
Boys will
Forest.
be boys. Connie said boys will be boys. Regarding your guys' blasting.
Yeah, Germany's had, there's actually a lot of sightings in Germany. And the woodwoos, there's been a lot of, one of the famous paintings is a fight in the forest that was commissioned in Germany. It's from like the 1500s. And it has a Hamann fighting a bunch of knights. I have it on my website. It's really cool. It's called Fight in the Forest.
Rex left.
You take a left.
Left.
Is that old painting?
Bergmeyer, I think, was the artist.
How old is the painting?
It's from the 1500s. So the 14th century.
Oh, you need to charge the phone.
Charger's right back here.
Stuttgart. From
Stuttgart, Germany. Awesome.
Germany.
Wahoo. There's something here. There's deer here. See that?
Deer running across.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
There's some. When the deer are moving, that's good.
A lot of sightings here. They are right up on the edge of the villages here. Cool. sighting, so
One of the things that people have seen is they'll see a Citonga chasing deer, and a lot of times a road crossing like this is when you may see them along a road. So although it doesn't seem like we're squatching, this is actually ideal situation to have one maybe run out chasing a deer or just be walking along the road, crossing a road. So that's very common sighting.
oh, Christina Howard says girls don't do those things. Retweet. Girls don't fart. She said.
Still on the farting. So
Looking forward to Halloween if you guys are doing the haunted trail rides again.
No comment.
Well, let's just get out of here. Can we get in? Ridge Road is probably too bad too, huh? Hey Paul, there's a nice timbered area that I think might be a good area to check out.
Okay.
Might be right up here.
Okay.
Should be on both sides, so that's a nice area to check out real quick.
Do you think we could get back to where we had that bluff charge off the river there? What was that, the cable crossing?
Maybe.
Do you want to try that sometime again?
Yeah. She did, Connie.
is that timber area?
I'll be right. There should be a driveway. Might be close, Paul, so slow down.
Okay.
There's an area we might be able to walk down, and there should be a driveway off to your left, Paul.
Okay.
Yes, you did, Connie. Thank you for bringing that up.
What'd Connie say?
Her son Michael had a sighting. Was that it, Paul?
You see anything, Rich?
Probably overgrowth, too.
Is it on the left? Supposed to be
Yeah.
on the left?
Left side.
I don't see anything. You should see a break at least where the...
We had overgrowth over.
Left or right?
Yeah, we're past. We're up to the road
Past
now.
it
No, I'm saying right here.
Yeah, just keep going.
Okay.
Left or right?
I don't know. That Ridge Road be stuck in there.
Want to try it?
What to do here? Let's go. Was Ridge Road getting as bad as what we experienced there, Paul? It was, huh?
Not sure on that. When we were in timbered area, it was a lot more moist. If it was exposed, it was a lot better.
Okay.
Yeah, there's some spots that's similar to that one. So.
Crunch. I'm sorry about that, Christina. She says I'm going crunch, crunch, crunch. Barry goes crunch, crunch. Well, let's I don't trust these roads, so let's take a right, huh?
Okay.
Boy. Hey, CJ Webster, my brother CJ's watching. Hey. CJ, your nephew Rex is gonna wrestle one of them, I guess, if he sees one. So stay tuned.
We'll send him in like Jim and Marlon Perkins. Get a hair sample.
Yes, sir, Connie. That was the second time her son went squatching and he saw one here. So it's pretty cool.
Here on the Rez?
Yeah, Connie, Joe's my son.
Awesome.
I'm with Sasquatch Research Association.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. Jim, thanks for tuning in. Brother.
Yeah.
Let us know where you're from, city and state.
That's right.
Left.
Up.
He brought the drones with him, didn't he?
Yeah.
We had drones, what was that, about 2015? So what spot are we hitting next?
Well, heading back to town. That's
Oh, you wouldn't have a AC plug-in, would you? He brought his wall charger.
Yeah, I do. Let me have it. Sit down here. It's right here, Richard. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh.
You can plug it right there.
Oops. I can't see what there. There, I got it. How's that?
Yeah, that's gonna work.
like my place here. Oh, Michael Adams, city and state, please. Brother Scott Clark. Oh, sis, we're too far up now. Come to your house. Believe me, it looks easy, folks, but please don't do this by yourself. Hello, sis. Sue Ann Merrick. Condolences, sis. Glad you could join us. Just joined us. I'm here with my Squatch bro, Richard.
Oh.
So, Pauline, take a right here, huh?
Okay.
Squatch bro, Paul Lane, my son Rex. Michael Adams, Sylvania, Ohio. Ohio State Buckeye, he says.
Ah,
Take a
Big
left
Ten.
down here, bro.
What's that?
Slow down, take a left right down here.
was that Salt Fork where the Matt Moneymakers?
Outside and I heard you talking, started getting activity. Too late, you guys turned back towards the east. Oh man. Yeah, we just missed Sister Linda's turn, and she said she started getting activity out there.
Oh, yeah, we should run by Linda's.
Well,
How far away is that?
that's pretty greasy though.
Oh, is it bad?
I guess I had not made an impression on you. Yes, you did, Michael. Yeah, Sister Sue Ann Merrick is watching again. All the way from beautiful Macy, Nebraska. Home of Rez Squatching Research. I'm in northwest Ohio, nowhere near Salt Fork. Dogman area. St. Dogman. Hi Barry and Richard, thank you for taking us along with you tonight. You betcha, Rudy Joe Brew.
Oh,
Oh.
you know, speaking of Dogman, we were at a location and I have a dog whistle and I blew it. There was a couple, what we thought was a few juveniles out in the timber, and as soon as I blew the dog whistle, there was a kind of a bluff charge. So I know they can hear that higher frequency or whatever. That we couldn't, we can't hear that dog whistle, but they can hear it. So I thought that was interesting. I brought it with me. I had never done that again because I felt maybe it was disrespectful to them. So, but I do have it with me. But yeah, we got a bluff charge when I blew that dog whistle.
Where'd you blow that at?
It was west. Where was that? It was Tina and Dee and I were somewhere. Somebody's farm. Was it Grandpa? Was there a Grandpa that had him peek in his window? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That was right by his place.
Yeah. When is Igor visiting you again? Rich, you want to give us an update on that?
Igor is going to be on a few conferences, I think in the East or like South Carolina, something like that, this September. And then I think he's going to be like in Oklahoma. And he sent me his itinerary. He's going to be at quite a few conferences around the country. So I would encourage anyone that is anywhere near any of the in South Carolina or Oklahoma. I have to find out where all he's going to be at. But if you're anywhere near those conferences where Dr. Birdseff's going to be at, go and see him. He's an amazing. He's got some new DNA that he's going to be giving a lecture on, I believe. So I'm excited to hopefully have him come back here in Nebraska sometime in October, maybe before he goes back to Moscow. So he's in the country right now, and he's got a new book that he's going to be printing. So he should have plenty of copies to be selling his new book. So go see him if you have any opportunity to see Dr. Birdseff. I encourage you to go see him. Hopefully he'll be coming to Nebraska. He said he would. He said he'd come see us. So I'll put him on the spot now if he's watching. Of course, we don't have him. He's not logged in. But next time I talk to him, we'll say we're waiting patiently for our brother to come back. We've had a really good time with him last year. So Linda thought she had something going on, huh?
Said she had a little bit of activity when
We went there with Dr. Birdseff to her property. Oh, what's that, owl? It was pretty good size.
Cool. Yeah, that was pretty neat.
I think it was owl.
I think it was.
Might have had something in my house or something.
Right.
this is going to be worth the shot, bro, but it should be an open area after this 2 timbers here. The side of the right side here, at the end of this timber, there should be a driveway. See if you can't get back there. Go back. Hey, Rich and Rex, Linda said, talking to you guys. Oh, shit, passed her up. Probably too much overgrowth, huh?
going
Passed
on,
her
bud?
up.
Oh, I did?
Yeah.
Linda gave us a shout out.
Yeah, she said, "Hey, Rich and Rex, I need
Hello.
to say good night. Barry, will you post this tomorrow so I can watch it?" Sure.
Well, she's going to bed.
Yeah, I'll share it.
Where am I looking?
Yeah, just keep
On the right?
Yeah, to your right. Should be a driver.
So she's going to bed. Then we don't want to go by her, do we?
No, Connie.
Oh, Connie is.
Hey, Carol Povalish. Thank you for joining us, Carol. City and state, please. Good night, Connie.
Yeah, that's good to hear from Connie. This is my first live. What is this, a podcast or something?
Yeah. Yeah. Coming over right there, huh?
Right there?
Yeah. Check it, bro. It's greasy.
There's a deer.
Yeah, there's a
You
couple
see
of-
those two deer there?
Yes, sir.
Can you hit your brights?
It's on.
Oh, it's all right already. Are those? Yeah. So
Back a little bit, bro.
What, bud?
All the way up and back till you hit the timber.
Okay.
This area here is where the infamous Dogman came out and approached our team. Some of the team members.
To the right.
Maybe go up and turn around, face back the road we came into, bro.
Turn back around.
Yeah. Do though. See, look into the timber there. Look, face the road. Came in with the headlights. Then we're gonna go ahead and get off and Cumberland Gap, Tennessee. Hey Barry, do you guys sell those Rez shirts? Yeah, we've been kind of debating on that, Brian, so just hang in there with us. But this is good, bro. Kind of debating on that, so just hang in there, Brian. Still cannot forget that night. You bet a Cornhusker. Oh, wow. And Joe says, alright, we're going to get off here. And this here's a interesting place. I happen to get a good look at whatever. way in here. Stop. Alright, Jen. One time we got some dead eye shining. That was weird. Well, if there's a clearing, bro, otherwise it's not going to put my brother's life's at danger here, I think.
Dogman would be more aggressive.
Yeah.
Spot right here, guys.
Alright.
Twigs here with back. Hope your eye.
Is this a barbed wire fence?
I didn't run into him.
Something laying down here, huh? Oh, you got an apple. This looks pretty matted down here, huh?
You know, I saw a black panther back over there on the road, and I swear to God that's what we saw walk right in front of the truck. But the interesting thing is when she turned her headlights on, that sucker, what do they call it? Elongated, and he took off like a black blur.
Really?
Yeah, that was, I could see if it was the Black Panther where he just stayed in his natural form and his gait was the same, like how they, just like this, how they run, a dog runs.
Yeah.
But he went like this, Rich. When we hit the light, his body just extended. So if he was 7 feet, when he extended, Rich, he had to be at least 10 feet. And his body went like this. There was no, like a feline gait.
Huh.
So there is something out here. Is it a Black Panther? Maybe, but the way he changed out here, you know, had me thinking differently about it.
What's your thoughts on skinwalkers, Barry?
Well, you know, I you know, if the big figure with no face, you know, if that's the skinwalker, then I believe, you know, and I hear they're more prevalent down in the Southwest.
It's supposed to be on reservations, yeah.
Yeah. I haven't really encountered that, but I have no doubt that.
Is there any history in the Omaha?
Well, I don't know. What I do know is that we deal a lot with the Takti Wa'u, deer lady, deer woman.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so that one's more prevalent here. And so, again, I was just sharing that there is something out here. And one time we got the red eye shine that I think one of our team members, Dennis and I investigated this area, and there was no doubt that there was red eye shine. And that's one of the very few times I saw red eye shine. I deal with a lot of the white, flashlight kind of eye shine.
Yeah, the red a lot of times is associated with, them being upset that you're in an area or angry. What we've seen some blue before, and that's we believe could be a very young Citonga or a Sasquatch, a child. And then the amber or the kind of yellow or whitish eye glow is typically just them observing, being more calm and observant. But there are some variations in those eye colors, even green. So that tells me it's more of a bioluminescence than it is a eye shine. That would, to me, that's speaking more of an eye glow. And one of the things that we see when we refer to it as eye glow is that we see an illumination from the eye source, and many times there's light casting out, and you can see that the beam of light, literally like almost like a LED light. And there's no LED lights in these woods, so when we see something like that, that really leans towards some sort of bioluminescence.
Yeah. Thank you for that analysis, Rich. We'll spend a couple more minutes here looking around, and then we'll head back to the area where we got your audio.
Okay.
And we'll sit in there for a while. That should be pretty active.
Yeah, let's go back there.
Yeah. Come down to 15 minutes. I don't want it to die.
Okay.
Unfortunate, but we just couldn't control the road situation, though.
Yeah, those things are out of our control typically. Hey guys, we're gonna head out. Go back to where we had the audio. I thought I heard a tree snap just now, but okay. Be careful, there's a... Alright.
About 3:35 in that picture, bro. We wait about 3:35. Event 3:35, bro. Oh, is that right? Yeah. All right. Well, kind of early. Going to investigate the Dogman area. Dogman, so I just wanted to check the area out. You guys don't work tomorrow, huh?
We do have to work, yeah.
Wrap it up about 11, but let's go to that area.
Okay.
Wrap it up in that area.
That's a good idea.
The later it gets, the more active the area gets. Woo. Bugs are coming in, bro.
They're right out of there,
Yeah.
out of the field.
Yep.
Got it.
Save this till we get there. I'll go live again.
All right, that's a good idea. So we got quite a few people, huh?
Yeah, man. They bro. They love us.
All
man.
over the world. Germany, England.
So how do they find you, Barry? How does it work? Through
Oh, it's Facebook.
Facebook page?
Yeah, Facebook Live.
Gotcha.
All my friends. If I go live, all my friends have access to the live feeds.
Should we go straight or?
Straight?
Left.
Left here?
Yep. Hear it all.
Yeah, we'll have to kind of close this out, man, around 11 here. 'Cause
Yeah.
I gotta get on the road too, yeah. That's perfect for a live show, though.
Yeah. I'm always requesting that.
Cool, Barry.
Live feeds.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
Yeah, it is.
So that just loads right on Facebook, huh?
Yeah.
Kind of like Skype.
Yeah. People love my Facebook page. One guy said tonight that you guys are top of the line, man.
That's awesome.
Thank God, but that's a tough brand to compete with, man.
Not even Jim from SRA popped in.
One time me and Paul went wee hours of the morning, man. The mosquitoes just ate the shit out of us.
Remember that?
Yeah, we
Those
made a
nuts.
mistake by leaving the windows down in a certain area.
Yeah.
We're in here like
We were
crazy,
going to
man.
camp out and we said, fuck it, we're just going to sleep in the truck.
Yeah, they're ruthless.
Straight, Barry, or left?
Left.
Left. You got it. Got it, man.
One of you guys can answer this question. It's the connection with Sasquatch.
With what? Would you say, Rex?
It's the connection with UFOs and Sasquatch. Is there anything there?
That's a good question. That's one there's theories out there that said that there's a relationship. But from what I've gathered, and it's just my own personal opinion, is that there's more when you you're talking about UFOs, you're talking about interdimensional things, and so you're entering into this paranormal unknown.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
There is some belief. I believe this that the Citonga have an ability to do this sort of interdimensional, these vortexes or whatever they are, that they can go into other dimensions or travel. But I don't know that that's directly associates them with UFOs. I've never had that connection myself personally, and that's a big question mark. There are people that believe that, though. I think they have abilities to do things that we don't fully understand in science. We're learning more about the universe and the world we live in. When you start looking at ley lines, like magnetic ley lines here in Macy, has intersecting ley lines where I live in Lincoln, and those are like earth grids where there's electromagnetic energy, and so there is some science to that there could be these vortexes in places. And if you look back in ancient history, some of the when you look at the drawings of some of the ancient petroglyphs all over the world would have these circular type of drawings, and they believe that interpreting these, that they have to do with these sorts of vortexes. So I don't know how that relates to aliens, but there is some paranormal thing that going on there that we don't understand. That seems to be related to these homin also. There is some science that would back that up, but we're really not quite there yet in understanding it. So if that's the case, then they have a better understanding of the natural world than we do, which is quite possible.
Right down here.
Okay.
I don't know if I answered your question, but at least there's a possibility of some parallel things going on there.
See if I can add to that. During my 20-minute encounter down here,
Yeah.
I remember feeling drained afterwards. And I don't associate that with the UFO. In fact, my opinion is that they're complete
It's going to be
two
coming
different
up here.
beings
Right here.
that
Isn't
just
it?
simply coexist.
Right there, isn't it?
That are just here. God made them too, and just because they're here, because every time I've had an encounter or experienced these things, I've never seen a UFO, and it's pretty straightforward for me that
Yeah.
until I see a UFO sitting in the background, then I can say, yeah, they get off those things, you know.
Yeah.
But at this point, I just can't back that up.
I agree. I've never seen any UFO activity. I have seen some of the things, that we saw the Citonga that was translucent.
Yeah.
We've seen that. I was telling Paul about that light. I saw that blue light filtering through the woods just before that. So those are all things that could be explained through more of the ley lines and electromagnetic energy and how that would work.
I'm glad you brought that up, Rich, because that was my point about when getting back to the 20-minute encounter. He was so bright. And not only was it amazing and we were in awe of just seeing him, But I think every one of us was drained a little bit. So
Wow.
I think you're right about the electromagnetic field. Because I remember I was just completely drained, but at the same time in shock, excited, because I was messaging you guys. But I always remember that
Yeah.
detail about, wow, I just felt drained.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and that is common. And I've been in the woods and knew my way in and out, and then got kind of lost because I just didn't have my senses together. I kind of lost. I lost some of my ability to navigate.
Yeah. About 11. Hopefully, as it gets later, give me a light every time I shoot.
Yeah, we're gonna have to head out here, Barry. Probably.
Hey, give me a light every time I shoot. Yeah, we got about 10 minutes, bro.
Yeah, we can do the kind of wrap it up here and give it the final summation of tonight.
Yeah, that was some good podcast stuff right there. But
What we just said. I got it recorded here, but
Alright, we're live here. We're getting ready to wrap it up. Appreciate my bros coming out tonight.
you want to tell about this here?
This here, we were here about a week ago, and I have to admit this wasn't here. And so, another classic sign as we see the road here. Somebody didn't want us in here. So this here is pretty interesting. Alright, I'll move forward. As it gets later, okay, if you're just joining us, we lost power and so I started to charge. We're going to wrap her up in a few minutes here, but
Is Paul with us?
I'm going to go retrieve the audio and play it later after this. Use it.
Yeah, we got to go up here. I think, don't we? Yeah.
Jim.
Oh,
Helena, Montana. Helena, whatever they call it. In Montana so much.
can you grab that? Yeah. Oops, sorry.
Probably just gonna listen here for a few minutes before that. I think I just got some eye shine over here. Stay live here. Watching from the UK, Chris Webb, Jeb. Alright. Come on, guys, give us some eye shine.
was that?
I heard it and I saw some shine.
Wow.
Was that like a grunt?
No.
It was a, what'd you call it earlier?
Footfall?
Footfall. Footfall with a little bit of a grunt. That's wonderful. Wow. We connected. That was interesting, dude. Aho! Citonga! Ahi sabe ati. Wiwik tamike. Idado. Ijaje idado. We mean you no harm. In fact, I challenge you to come forward. Wow, that was cool.
Was that a footfall?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was cool. Almost like it jumped out, huh, Paul?
Yeah.
Jumped out of a tree, though.
You think it jumped out of the tree?
Right behind you, dude.
Huh?
Right behind you.
It jumped out of the tree behind us?
No, something just happened.
God, my hearing's terrible.
I had to have it back there.
Okay.
What did it sound like?
Just sound like another footfall.
Okay.
Or like something was thrown through the trees.
Oh, yeah.
We lost connection, but we had like something jumped out of a tree, then we heard a grunt. Then something just happened behind us now. Coincidence. We lose connection. Let's see if that happens again. This is where we have to do a camp out now.
It'd be a good spot.
We'll have to probably close this up and give the farewells. And get back on the road.
Aho, Citonga. We have to wrap this up. But I'm going to offer a quick prayer. You ready?
Yeah.
Yep.
Mosquitoes are starting to come.
Stay back here.
Yeah.
Stay back here. High even.
Yeah, I agree. High is right.
Alright, I'm going to say a quick prayer.
Alright.
Aho! Citonga.
Just saw a red one.
Saw red eye glow.
Yeah. Oh.
I'm going to offer a prayer for you guys. So come forward. Alright, bear with me here. Aho! Dadiho wakanda hubei. This time we want to thank you for our blessings and thank you for our safety here. as we went about our investigation. We ask that you bless my Omaha people here, our homeland. We've been suffering a lot of loss of loved ones, comfort, and bless the families. Bless them that they may turn to Jesus. Bless them that they may soften their heart toward the gospel of Jesus Christ. And we ask that you bless Citonga and his family. And I want to thank you for allowing us to have this relationship. But more importantly, the ability to interact with them and to have seen them up close. We ask you to bless them. We know that they exist through your blessing. You've bestowed that upon us, and we're grateful for that. And at this time, I ask that you bless my brothers Paul and Richard with the safe journey home to their families. And that you would bless this area with protection for Citonga and their families, and that they may continue to coexist and to develop and to grow with us as we learn more about each other, and that we may experience new levels of interaction and again continue to grow and to learn from each other. And I ask again that if it would be thy will that Citonga would come out and show himself, and so be it. And we're so grateful for this opportunity here. We give thee all the praise, and we're so thankful again. And we say this humbly in the name of thy Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
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 Aho! Citonga! Wiblaha Uda!
All right.
Trying to remember Igor's song. Can't remember his song.
Well, let's just walk out then.
Yeah, let's walk out. Make sure, right, bro?
Yeah.
Cool, man.
I know sometimes you get out here and the memory just goes, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, there's things that happen, bro. I know what you mean.
When we were out by that bridge last time I was here,
Yeah.
and we had some interaction there, and I had at the time I didn't say anything, but I just thought I was tired, but I kind of got dizzy when you were talking about if anybody felt anything, you know?
Yeah.
Did you feel that way
Yeah.
when we were there?
Yeah. That's why I mentioned that, bro.
I was just like, I just thought it was me, but then I thought, man, I should have said something. But sometimes when you're in that, you just don't,
Yeah.
you can't even say. Not until later that you can share that. But that's what I was wondering, if that's what you felt.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that was, but there was some energy there that night too. I think this was a good success.
Oh yeah. It was
What do you think, Paul?
I liked it.
a nice break-in. Obviously, the timing and the weather, but we definitely need to do overnight.
Yeah. For the short term, we
Those overnights are nuts.
Yeah, definitely.
Nuts.
You know, this 11 o'clock is the teaser, man.
Yeah.
Everybody's got to get to work, and it was fun, guys.
It was fun.
Shut this thing on.
We stayed safe.
Yeah.
Like a thief in the night. People didn't even know we're out here.
That's the key, is to